publicly released documents into the investigation of Hillary Clinton's private server reveal that a group literally called the Shadow Government was overseeing this investigation. I am not kidding. So this was a very powerful group of very high-ranking state officials, some referred to as the Seventh Floor Group and the Shadow Government. This group met every single Wednesday. They discussed the FOIA process, congressional records, and everything Clinton related to FOIA congressional inquiries. So some of the people on this list include John Kerry and Jonathan Feiner, who's chief of staff and director of policy planning at the State Department, and Patrick Kennedy, Undersecretary of State for Management. And we'll talk a little bit about Patrick Kennedy. His name pops up a little bit later in the show, but my goodness. And then, of course, now we can kind of see why John Kerry maybe had a little pull there in Ecuador with getting Julian Assange's internet cut off. Now, here's a story out of the cancer of corruption that is the Clinton campaign that the mainstream media was actually forced to report on. Now, these are reports that a State Department official is accused of offering quid pro quo in the Clinton email scandal. An unnamed FBI official alleges that Patrick Kennedy asked the agency to downgrade classified emails in exchange for FBI agents to be placed in more countries. So this is in an interview. This unnamed official says Patrick Kennedy, the Undersecretary of State for Management, tried in late June or early July of last year to get the FBI to change a classified email to unclassified. They said that they were heavily pressuring him to change this classified email to unclassified, and they'd asked for his assistance in altering the email's classification in exchange for a quid pro quo. And so this would mean that they would allow the FBI to place more agents in countries where they are presently forbidden. Now we are getting reports out of the Daily Caller. This was an interview transcript that was given directly to them. They're saying that FBI agents are really upset about the fact that James Comey, how he handled it and decided not to pursue charges. They say he stood in the way of the Clinton email investigation. They said that this is a textbook case where a grand jury should have been convened but was not. That is appalling. We talk about it in the office and don't know how Comey can keep going. So this agent was also surprised that the Bureau did not bother to search Clinton's house during the investigation. Are you kidding me? I mean, it is shocking and surprising, but then frankly, how can any of us be surprised anymore at all of the amount of corruption that is coming out surrounding Hillary Clinton and her campaign that the media refuses to talk about and cover because it involves them as well. And this whole thing could come down like a house of cards, and that's why they are propping her up. I mean, he calls himself a hack, which, you know, it means a journalist who's now just pumping out stuff really formulaic, no really basic news. Someone just hands him this and says, okay, report that verbatim. So this is what he's doing, and he's given the Clinton camp the chance to edit the story before it even gets published. And here's something else really remarkable. The media hacks are now openly admitting that they are biased coastal elites who are out to stop Trump. Now, we already know this, but because they know that nobody trusts them and believes them, now they're openly saying, okay, well, fine. You're right. We are out to stop Trump. Now, will you believe us that we're out to destroy Trump? So this was during a broadcast on MSNBC Tuesday. Several journalists acknowledged that they're going as far the case is the corporate bought off establishment media doesn't even pretend to hide that they're one-sided, completely biased presentation of events. And so during this broadcast, they went so far as to describe themselves as coastal elites in favor of the rigged political system, so long as it stops people like Bernie Sanders and Donald Trump. But that's what I'm saying. The reason why the media, the reason why the FBI, all of these other agencies are protecting Hillary Clinton, it's not about Hillary Clinton. It is about the house of cards that she represents. And if they don't get her in, if Trump is able to get in, this entire house of cards is going to come crumbling down.